Welcome to Epic Learning's Heartbeat with the World, Volume 26, which is half a year, I think. Yay!
Yeah, yay!
We got the normal crew together and a special guest, my brother, Jase. Hey, Jase, how's things?
Yo, what's up?
You're the new guy, so why don't you do a bit of an intro and then share your win of the week first?
Okay, Karl's brother, Jason. I work for a local government agency, council, and what I do is I'm a communications officer, currently working as an intranet admin, and my sort of main role is to boost internal engagement across council, and get it to a point where it's the number one place to A, sources of truth, and B, a good place to sort of share information and get stuff across. One of the main things that we've identified is that there's not enough information sharing. We're quite a specialised place, being a council. There's a broad scope of things that we do on a day-to-day basis, and it's easy to get into sort of a siloed kind of work environment. So yeah,
so hypothetically, what would be an example for a typical council where something might get a bit grey?
Well, as far as information goes, you'll have, say, if you want to start a restaurant or something, or a cafe, you go through to the front counter, and then you start, you'll talk to the business consents people, you'll talk to resource consents people, you'll talk to some utilities people, you also have to talk to our health and environment people about your a liquor license or your health and safety, all of these different points of contact. And it's really important that that information is all easily accessible by the other team. So when that person has finished their journey to start their business, they've ticked off all of those boxes and got all of the correct, pieces of information filled out, or else they've got to open their doors and they'll find that they're missing a piece, a certificate, or it's all about that making sure that the customer experience is really good and really clear, and allowing good sort of information sharing.
I think because some people get overwhelmed by how many steps there are to engage with a council, but they don't realise that all those steps need to be done at the council as well, right? So so it may look complex on the outside, but it's also complex on the inside. So
completely.
So what's your win relating to that?
So a win for me is I've been working on a project on getting it's like an article or a column site on our intranet, which is uploaded onto all employee phones, if you have a work phone. And it's basically a page where week to week, we write another article that demystifies major projects and major topical issues that are happening in council, so that it's a one source of truth. There is all of the council decisions and background that went into the project to lead us to where we are currently. So we've published our first one this week, and it's getting pretty good engagement so far. It's in our top 3 view pages for the week, so that's a real massive win for me this week so far.
Cool. Getting people involved. Rebecca, you look like you want to share something. What's your win?
Yeah, well, my win of the week is that I've started playing Pokemon Go again. I've wrestled with sick kids all week, so I found Pokemon a nice little bit of a break, because I can chuck the toddler in her pushchair and then head out to one of my favourite Pokemon hunting spots, go for a bit of a walk, hatch some eggs, complete some quests. I completed a quest and caught a Raikou. A legendary tiger-looking thing, and that was real exciting.
So you did 7. Was it research? Or was it 5?
Yeah, I don't even know what it was, but I just do it, whatever it says. Jason's the pro at Pokemon. I'm never going to catch up to his level. I'm 31. I think he's 35.
Let's just not talk about that. I gave up chasing Jase for a while ago.
I'm casual as the whatever.
Just casual as. I want to talk about Pokemon,
We've been sending each other gifts.
So that we can give Nat a chance before she gets hijacked by Team Pokemon.
That just sounds like to me that spring is nearly here, the weather's getting better, and that we want to be outside again. That's like awesome. Yeah. Had a personal win of the week, which this week, and I did my first run for how many months?
Nice.
10 months. 10 months. I've been injured for 10 months. So I did.
Was it a personal best?
I did 10 5-meter jogs. But it was amazing. And I was real sore the next day. So I might not be quite ready. But that was a personal win of the week. But my real win of the week for work this week has been we're working on quite a big project at systems training, and we've just had a big first round of review feedback from our SMEs, and it was a bit eye-opening. We probably needed a bit of fresh eyes on it. It made me think we needed to put it out for review a bit earlier, because in really big projects it's really easy to get a bit of blindness, and you just stop noticing the little things, and so getting some new eyes on it and getting some really good constructive feedback's been the win this week. Bit of work to do next week for Scott. He'll love it.
And I think it's one of the challenges where, because I know that you did send it in for review, but they said it looks great. So it's being brave enough to put the pressure on to say, can you please do a real review instead of waiting to the end and then they look at the whole thing. So yeah, I think that's kind of being able to be kind enough to be brave enough to say, yeah, it does look good, but can you look at it and actually give us some feedback on it early?
Yeah.
My feedback is super nerdy, but anyone who's out there who's a PowerPoint fan, well, I used to hate PowerPoint.
The one person that is a PowerPoint fan.
I used to hate PowerPoint back when it was like Office 2007, right up to 13. But over the last few years, it's actually made a pretty cool comeback. And I learned something over the week around, I've been doing lots of maths papers. And I've been really struggling about how to put the mathematical formulas into an e-learning, because it's not compatible with the program that I'm using. And I even resorted to taking screenshots of some formulas because I just couldn't recreate them inside the actual e-learning. But then I found that PowerPoint does all the mathematical formulas for you and does it awesome. And you can change the fonts to what you want and then rescale and put it in. So, Gizmo. So that's a big win for me. It's going to save me a lot of time for the next couple of modules that I'm going to make. So I'm stoked around that. And I also learned that you can input 3D objects into PowerPoint now.
You can see how excited we all are about that, Karl. Looks on our faces.
One day you're gonna need to do some.
It's awesome.
And you have 3D objects in your PowerPoint again. You're gonna go, oh my god, Karl told me to do it. Okay, so what's your plans for the week, Jase? For the upcoming.
Upcoming week, there's some really cool stuff coming up. My team got nominated for a consultation document award, so they have this big award ceremony happening next week, and we're one of the finalists. For people that don't know much about council, every 10 years you have to make a long-term plan. Every 3 years that has to be reviewed and has to be consulted on with the public. Mm-hmm. So we just finished doing that process. So it's a real big thing for us that our big Bible document that we went out with to consult with has been nominated as as one of the excellent ones. We got an email back from the Auditor General, who was the guy as far as this goes, and our consultation document has been put together with 3 others, saying that these are the benchmarks for these documents, and advise all councils to look at these before they submit a new one in 3 years' time. So that's real big, sort of big ups there. So yeah, looking forward to the results of that competition, and also been working on an app for our CE, so she can put updates, like Instagram style updates, on our intranet. So I've been working through using our intranet's based on SharePoint, and so we're using a combination of Power Apps, which is kind of a fledgling technology. I suppose you guys might know a little bit about Power Apps, and using Flow to set triggers so it's nice and easy for her, so she doesn't have to fiddle around with too many buttons.
So Flow's like Microsoft's version of Zapier. So being able to link different programs, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. What about you,
Yeah.
Rebecca? What's your plans for the upcoming week?
Well, I've got some proofreading to do, and I'll also be doing some courses on how to use Articulate better, making e-learning. So, yay.
Yeah.
Learning.
Nat, what's up?
One more week at home until I go back into another busy phase, actually. So working on a few projects, but been enjoying being in front of the computer and out of airports for a couple of weeks. So I've got one more week of that, and then it gets a wee bit busy again.
Was it 3 weeks in a row that we caught up and you were stuck in the airport, then your flight was delayed on a Friday?
Yeah, Friday nights.
Wow.
Friday, I had this spate of spending Friday nights in Wellington Airport. So to all my friends at Wellington Airport, sorry I wasn't here last week.
Koru Lounge.
Yeah, I wish.
Don't even start that.
The Epic Lounge.
That's going to be
not a
my
good
week.
topic.
And 25 ear points, that's going to be, and 25 status points, that's going to be my win of the week.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's like, I really need to get down to Antarctica, just, for the learning.
Yeah, that's right. I'm actually going to take a couple of days off next week as well. I'm going to go down to Queenstown for a night. So that'll be fun. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So next week, I'm kind of in an in-between phase for a couple of my projects, and I'm also starting up a couple of new ones. So that weird kind of phase of switching and starting up a couple of new things and then winding down a few other things. So just going to stick to doing the basics like I've been doing for the last couple of weeks while I'm busy until me and Nat get out of sync again and she gets busy and my week comes down. So yeah, it's going to be pretty much that. Looking forward to TEDx in a few weeks as well.
It'll be very cool.
Cool as guys. Well, thanks for watching us this week. Enjoy your week and thanks for coming on, Jase.
No worries, guys.
Yeah, see you all.
See ya.
Zeus.